Welcome to The Lone Cure, the internet corner where you will learn in minutes many things you didn't know you needed.
Today, we're taking a deep dive into a really impactful book, Atomic Habits. Tiny Changes, Remarkable Results by James Clear.
Yeah, fantastic read. And look, if this exploration sparks your interest, definitely grab the book. It's absolutely worth the full read.
Totally agree.
And, if you enjoy getting these distilled insights, give us a like, subscribe, maybe check out our channel for more deep dives. So today, we're basically here to unpack the core of Atomic Habits for you, help you understand the mechanics of habit formation.
And how you can practically apply these principles. Build better routines, maybe shed some of those unwanted ones.
Exactly. So where do we start? That foundational idea, right? The power of tiny improvements.
Yes, the power of tiny gains. Clear argues that getting just, say, 1% better each day, well, it might seem insignificant, right?
Almost nothing.
Almost nothing in isolation, but the cumulative effect over time is, well, it's remarkable. It's compounding, basically, but for habits.
It's so counterintuitive, isn't it?
Yeah.
You think you need these massive changes to see real results.
Right.
But that example he uses, British cycling, just incredible.
Oh, yeah.
This team went from being, pretty much nowhere in the sport.
Yeah, pretty mediocre.
To dominating things like the Olympics, the Tour de France.
Yeah.
And it was all by focusing on these tiny, tiny gains, things you wouldn't even notice initially.
And what's really compelling about that is how universal it is. It's not just for elite athletes.
No.
Think about learning, I don't know, a new skill, maybe an instrument. A few minutes of practice each day adds up.
Or the flip side, right?
Yes.
Those small, unhealthy habits.
Exactly. Seemingly harmless on their own, maybe that extra biscuit or scrolling for too long. They compound into significant negative outcomes over time. Health, well-being, whatever. It works both ways.
Which kind of leads into that really important point he makes about the plateau of latent potential.
Yes. That frustrating bit.
Totally. When you're putting in the work, you're doing the reps, but nothing seems to be happening.
Right. He uses that analogy of heating an ice cube, remember?
Yeah.
It sits there at, say, 25, 26, 30 degrees. Nothing. Still ice.
Still ice.
But all that energy isn't wasted. It's building up. And then, bam, 32 degrees, it starts melting.
So the progress was happening just invisibly.
Precisely. The hard work is being stored even when the results aren't showing up just yet. You have to break through that plateau.
Which I guess raises the question, how do you stay motivated then when you're stuck on that plateau?
Well, Clear's answer is basically to trust the process. Focus on the system you're building rather than getting hung up on the immediate outcomes.
Right. Have faith that the consistency will pay off.
Even if you can't see it right now. Yeah.
Okay, so patience, trust the system. But then he makes this really, really key distinction about goals versus systems.
Yes. Crucial difference. Goals are fine for direction, obviously.
Sure, you need to know where you're going.
But it's the systems we build, the processes, that truly determine long-term success.
He argues focusing too much on the goal can actually backfire, right?
Yeah, it can. We tend to feel like failures until we hit the goal. And then once you achieve it, what happens? Sometimes the motivation just vanishes. You get that rebound.
Like the crash diet example. Lose weight for the wedding then.
Boom. Put it all back on because the system of eating wasn't sustainable. It was just about hitting that one target.
He also points out that goals kind of create this temporary happiness. You're only happy once you cross the finish line.
Whereas focusing on the system, on the process itself, that allows for continuous progress, a sense of ongoing accomplishment, day in, day out.
And then he drops that line, which really stuck with me. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems.
That's the one. It just reframes everything, doesn't it?
Completely.
It shifts your energy from just wishing for a different outcome to actively building the habits, the processes that will get you there, almost inevitably.
Okay, so systems are key. How do we really build those good habits within our systems? That's where the levels of change come in.
Exactly. He introduces his framework, the 3 levels of change.
Which are outcome, process, and identity.
Right. Outcome-based habits focus on what you want to achieve, lose weight, finish a marathon.
The what?
Process-based habits are about what you do, go to the gym, run 3 times a week.
The how.
But the deepest level, identity-based habits, that's about who you wish to become.
The who.
Yeah. Focusing on cultivating the beliefs and values of the person you want to be. Like instead of I want to lose weight, it's I want to become a healthy person.
Or I want to become a writer, not just I want to write a book.
Precisely. And that identity shift is incredibly powerful. Remember the story about Brian Clark and nail biting?
Oh yeah, the manicure thing.
He didn't just try to stop biting. He started getting regular manicures. Why? Because it shifted his self-image. He started seeing himself as someone who, well, cared about his hands, his appearance.
And nail biting just didn't fit that new identity anymore.
Exactly. It becomes intrinsically motivated. It's not about willpower against a craving. It's about acting in line with who you believe you are.
And every action, Clear says, is like a vote.
A vote for the type of person you want to become. Every time you do that small habit, you're casting a vote for that identity.
So these tiny habits, they're actually building evidence for yourself, reinforcing who you are becoming.
And he gives a simple 2-step process for this identity change.
Right. Step 1.
Decide the type of person you want to be. What are their values? What do they do?
Okay. And step 2.
Prove it to yourself with small wins. Consistently act in ways that align with that identity. Each small habit is proof.
I like that. Decide, then prove it with tiny actions. Okay, so we've got tiny gains, systems over goals, the power of identity, now the really practical stuff. The 4 laws.
The 4 laws of behavior change. Yeah, this is the core framework. They're derived from the 4 stages every habit goes through. Cue, craving, response, reward.
And each law gives us a lever to pull for building good habits and also for breaking bad ones.
Exactly. So, law number 1.
Make it obvious.
Make it obvious. This is all about the cue, the trigger. Make the cues for your good habits visible, clear, unavoidable, if possible.
He suggests that habits scorecard first, right? Okay. Just becoming aware.
Yeah, just listing out your current habits, good, bad, neutral. That awareness itself is the starting point. You can't change what you don't notice.
Makes sense. And then the implementation intentions.
Yes. Super practical. It's making a specific plan. I will behavior at time in location.
Takes the guesswork out. I will meditate for 5 minutes at 7 a.m. in my living room.
Exactly. No ambiguity. Much higher chance of actually doing it.
And then habit stacking, which I thought was genius.
It's really clever. You link a new habit you want to build onto one you already do automatically.
Like, after I brush my teeth, I will floss 1 tooth.
Perfect example. Or his, after I pour my morning coffee, I will do 2 push-ups. The existing habit becomes the cue for the new one.
Smooth. And designing your environment fits here too, right? Make the good cues obvious.
Absolutely. That hospital cafeteria example, just putting water bottles in more places.
And water sales went up. Simple, but effective.
Yeah.
Or the sticker in the urinal.
Yeah, the fly sticker. Gives people something to aim at, reduces mess. It's about subtly guiding behavior by changing the environment.
And the flip side for breaking bad habits.
Make it invisible. Remove the triggers. If you eat too many cookies, don't keep them on the counter. Put them away, or better yet, don't buy them.
Out of sight, out of mind. Okay, law 1, obvious. Law 2.
Make it attractive.
Yeah.
This tackles the craving stage. We do things because we anticipate a reward driven by dopamine.
And the modern world is, like, full of things designed to hijack this.
Totally. Super normal stimuli. The food industry engineering that bliss point.
Correct.
Social media notifications, endless entertainment. Our brains aren't really built for this level of constant temptation.
So how do we make the good habits more attractive?
One great technique is temptation bundling.
The one where you pair something you want to do with something you need to do.
Exactly. Only watch your favorite Netflix show while you're on the exercise bike.
Or listen to a podcast you love only when you go for a run.
Right. You use the attractive thing to pull you through the harder thing. He also talks a lot about social norms here.
The influence of the tribe.
Huge influence. We imitate the close, friends, family, the many, the culture, and the powerful, those with status.
So join groups where your desired behavior is the normal behavior. If you want to read more, join a book club.
Makes it feel normal, attractive, achievable, and the inversion for breaking bad habits.
Make it unattractive. Reframe the benefits. Focus on the downsides.
Yeah. Think about why you actually don't want to do that thing. Make the negatives more salient in your mind.
Okay, law 3.
Make it easy. This is about the response, the actual doing of the habit. Basically, reduce friction.
Because we're naturally lazy.
Well, we're wired to conserve energy. The more effort something takes, the less likely we are to do it consistently.
So set out your gym clothes the night before.
Yep. Keep your guitar out of its case. Prep healthy snacks so they're easy to grab. Minimize the steps between you and the habit.
Like that Japanese lean production idea? Eliminate waste, eliminate friction.
Exactly. Apply it to your own life. And the 2-minute rule fits perfectly here.
Love this one. Scale it down so it takes less than 2 minutes to start.
Read before bed. becomes read one page. Do yoga becomes take out my yoga mat.
It's about mastering the art of showing up, just starting.
Because often, once you start, inertia carries you forward. It overcomes that initial resistance. He also mentions decisive moments, those small choices that set the trajectory, like deciding not to check your phone first thing.
Sets a different tone for the day. Yeah. And the inversion for bad habits.
Make it difficult. Increase the friction.
The Victor Hugo example. Locking away his clothes, so he had to write.
Classic. Or using software to block distracting websites, putting the TV remote in another room, using outlet timers, add obstacles.
Okay, last law. Law 4.
Make it satisfying. This is about the reward. We repeat what feels good.
But the problem is, lots of good habits have delayed rewards. Exercise, saving money.
Yeah.
The payoff is way down the line.
Exactly. Our brains prefer immediate gratification. So we need to find ways to make good habits immediately satisfying.
How? Like giving yourself a little reward right after.
Yeah, immediate reinforcement can work. Something small that feels good and ideally aligns with your identity. But a really powerful tool he emphasizes is habit tracking.
The check mark on the calendar.
Yeah.
Don't break the chain.
Yes. That visual proof of progress is satisfying in itself. Seeing the streak grow motivates you to keep going.
Like that Trent Deersmid guy with the paper clips for sales calls. Moving a clip from one jar to another. Tangible progress.
It makes the invisible visible and makes it feel rewarding. He also has the never miss twice rule.
Right. It's okay to miss a day. Life happens. But get back on track immediately. Don't let one missed day become 2, then 3.
Prevents the habit from completely unraveling. One note of caution, though. Goodhart's law.
When a measure becomes the target, it stops being a good measure.
Yeah. Don't get so obsessed with the metric, like steps walked, that you lose sight of the actual goal being healthier. And the inversion for bad habits.
Make it immediately unsatisfying.
Exactly. Accountability partners are great for this. Tell someone your goal, have them check in. Or habit contracts.
Like Brian Harris betting his friend money if he didn't lose weight creates an immediate cost for failure.
Makes the consequence immediate and painful, discouraging the bad habit.
So those are the 4 laws. Obvious, attractive, easy, satisfying. Seems like a solid toolkit.
Absolutely. And he touches on some advanced stuff, too, briefly, like playing to your strengths.
We've got Adam's idea of combining skills.
Yeah. And the Goldilocks rule, keeping tasks at that just manageable difficulty level to stay motivated and maybe hit that flow state.
Like Steve Martin constantly pushing his comedy boundaries.
Right. But maybe the biggest threat long term.
Boredom.
Once a habit is automatic, it can become boring. So finding ways to keep it engaging, maybe through variable rewards or just pushing through, that's key for professionals versus amateurs.
And the need for reflection, right? Reviewing your habits.
Crucial. Habits can become mindless, and performance can actually decline if you don't consciously review and refine, like Pat Riley's detailed tracking with the Lakers or Kipchoge the marathoner taking notes.
Constant fine-tuning. He also mentions not tying your identity too tightly to one specific outcome.
Yeah, like being a CEO versus being someone who builds things. It has resilience as circumstances change.
And just briefly, the psychology bit, awareness before desire.
Mm-hmm. And that idea that happiness might be the absence of desire, in a way, finding satisfaction in the process, not just chasing the next thing.
Interesting. Okay, wow. That's a lot packed into one book, if we had to sum up the core lessons.
For me, it's definitely the power of those tiny 1% changes compounding. That's huge.
Yeah, that's fundamental.
And the shift from goals to systems, focusing on the process.
Absolutely critical.
Then the idea of identity-based habits, acting like the person you want to become, that really resonates.
Mm-hmm. Voting for your future self with every action.
And finally, those 4 laws. They just give you such a practical step-by-step way to actually engineer your behavior. Make it obvious, attractive, easy, satisfying.
It really does make changing habits feel less like this monumental effort and more like, well, a series of small, manageable adjustments.
Totally. It demystifies it.
I think what's changed for me reading this is really focusing on friction. Like, how can I make the good stuff just a tiny bit easier and the bad stuff a tiny bit harder? It seems so simple, but...
It works. It really does nudge your behavior over time. It's about designing your environment and routines to support who you want to be.
So for everyone listening, maybe think about that.
Yeah.
What's one tiny habit, like really tiny, you could implement today based on this?
What's one small vote you can cast right now?
Great question to leave people with.
That was our deep dive into atomic habits. We really hope you found it insightful, maybe got some practical ideas.
Yeah, definitely. Remember to like, subscribe, check out the channel for more deep dives like this. We want to help you get well-informed in minutes.
Until next time on The Lone Cure.